Good morning, traders. Welcome back to the Chart Whisperer. Today is Monday. I've already marked all the key levels and all the levels we're going to be trading from. So let's get right into it. Starting with the Dow Jones. When we look at the 1 hour, you can see we've had two levels of drop here. I guess we'll have a little bit of a glance at the H4 levels. As you can see, we've had two levels of drop, sorry. On the 1 hour there, we're in a short period of consolidation, and I expect them to continue for about a level before reversing. And as you know, if we look at, in fact, I won't look at much of the indices when it comes to the higher time frame, because for the most part, they are bullish. And as you can see there, the same is true for the Dow Jones. So let's not waste too much time on that for now. Like I'm saying, I expect them to continue, maybe to give us one level of drop. As per normal, you guys know I'm not really a fan of the ADR high being this close to our point of interest. But nonetheless, if they give something with a high probability, with a high win rate, then we can take a nice short position for a very short trade as well. So we'll see how that goes. So as you know, I just have that level marked here on the M15, and we'll monitor price from there. Moving on to Nasdaq. Nasdaq, we've had two levels of drop clearly as well. They did a nice interesting pullback from the end of Friday as well as beginning from Asian session today. Again, the point of interest is a little bit too close to our ADR high, but we do expect them to continue, or to give us at least one level of drop. So if they give us a nice sharp stop hunt to that point of interest there and maybe a nice reversal pattern, then we might be looking to take a trade. But if they are to be a little too aggressive there, then I won't be taking any position because the ADR high is a little bit too close. GBP USD is rather interesting because they have been in a downtrend on the higher time frame. As you can see there, we've had 1, 2, 3 levels of drop before they began a new cycle, meaning a new level of drop coming down here. So they could perhaps maybe consolidate a little bit or reverse a little, which is where it will be relevant on our H1 count. However, I do expect them to maybe pull back a little bit. So what might happen is that they could just maybe give us a little anchor, maybe give us an anchor here, peak formation low, and maybe we'll have 1 or 2 levels of rise. We could have even have a full cycle where we see 3 levels of rise before they reverse and continue. However, since the higher time frame being the H4 and the daily level count at least show us that price could continue going down just like they have been in the last couple of weeks, really. So they could, instead of doing here what I anticipate, they could just continue their downtrend as it is. However, I will be monitoring only the long position because the ADR high is a little bit too close to yesterday's high. So if they had gone this far, it's not like that they would reverse today at least. Moving on to Euro USD, very similar. In fact, you'll see that the theme is quite similar throughout the, let's say, all the pound instruments being GBP USD, Euro USD, AUD, CAD, as well as Swiss franc. So Euro USD is very similar to the pound. When you look at the higher time frame, we've had two levels of drop here, and they have been consolidating on the 4 hour, so they could give translates as what is a stop hunt here, but would translate on the 1 hour levels as maybe a level or two, maybe even three of rise before continuing their downtrend. However, I have been expecting them to rise for quite some time now, and they've just continued with their downtrend, which is why I said it makes complete sense when you look at the higher time frame. So yeah, we'll just look at it. I'll be looking to take longs at either place actually, because the ADR low is a little bit far. Yeah, it's far enough. So from yesterday's low, we'll be looking to take longs as well as from last week's low as well. They could do a little stop hunt, as you can see, to the stop hunt box even to yesterday's high, but we'll just monitor that place, that that price, and see what they choose to do and if we get any trading opportunities. As per normal, you guys can always follow in our Telegram group if you're watching this on YouTube, of course. In our Telegram group, you can follow. I'm going to give updates as price goes on, as it gets to the relevant points of interest, whether or not there's anything to do when it gets there, if they're giving any signs of reversal or anything of that sort. So just hit the link, check the link in the description, and you can follow us on Telegram. Also, there will be another link in the in the description actually for another Telegram group where we can start sharing setups, discussions, and basically it'll be more open to traders. So please join us there. I look forward to that as well. And let's just move on to AUD. Like I said, very similar to Euro USD. On the higher time frame, we have had two levels of drop and we're in a consolidation period, so I expect them to continue with that downtrend. However, on the 1 hour, I always say that it's most relevant to me, so I do leave room for them giving us a stop hunt low and then rising, maybe giving us a nice peak formation low before giving us 1 to 3 levels of rise. I would be considering shorts as well if the ADR high was not where it sits basically. So for today, at least I'll only be looking at taking longs on AUD USD. USD CAD and dollar Swiss franc are basically the inverse of what we've been seeing with the other instruments, that the other what you call the dollar quotient currencies. So if we look at the higher time frame, we have again the opposite. They are in level 2 of rise. They haven't done any consolidation yet, but they definitely have that completed the 2 levels of rise, or have shown them at least. So I expect them to continue for at least another level of rise. This could be a peak formation. A stop hunt high will confirm it. And if they do that, it will be giving us enough reason to take a short position. However, just like I've been saying, it is possible for them to continue with their uptrend. And in that case, I wouldn't be taking any position from yesterday's low because it is so close to the ADR low. Excuse me. It is so close to the ADR low, and it is also so close to, yeah, actually it is so close to the ADR low that if they were to move in that direction, I don't expect them to reverse for a good amount of pips within the same amount of day, within the same days. Sorry. And you'll see that the same thing carries when it comes to USD Swiss franc. On the higher time frame, we see they've had 2 levels of rise, a little bit of a consolidation, maybe for one day there for Swiss franc. They could give us a stop hunt high to yesterday's high, maybe, and then reverse, or they could continue the higher time frame trend and continue bullish for the day. I I actually would consider taking longs from yesterday's low in this case. So as you can see, dollar Swiss franc, we can trade on in any direction, and in fact we have to be careful when it comes to taking shorts here because the ADR high is rather close. So I'll be monitoring price there, going both directions. And finally, S&P 500 has given us 2 levels of drop on the H1, very similar to the other indices that we work with. Unfortunately, we can't take a position here because there is no point of interest that is close enough. That isn't, yeah, that is close enough to where price is without interfering with the ADR high. And as you can see, yesterday's high is well above the ADR high, so we'll just be sitting out on this one, which is the only one we'll be staying out on, or not even monitoring at least, for today's movements. And that makes it all for today. Like I said, hit the link in the description. so you guys can follow with me. I'm going to be giving updates as the day goes on, as the trading day progresses. And please like the video, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.